Hello everyone, my name is Gwen Brinkley and I'm an Environmental Education Coordinator with the Fulton County Department of Public Works. Today I will be talking about the basic parts of a plant and you will get to build a model as well as label it. Before we get started, we will need the following materials to build our model. Let's begin talking about the basic needs of the plant and how they grow. So all plants need water, they need food, that's their nutrients, they need light, that's from the sun, and they also need air. In fact, every living thing needs water. That includes people. That's you and I, it's animals, and it's also plants. Our bodies are mostly made up of water, and your body loves it when you drink water. Do you think that we can live without water? No, we cannot. So remember that every living thing has to have water to live. So the plants have different parts, and each part of the plant has a specific job. So before we start placing the parts of our plant, or building our model, I should say, I'm going to use the brown crayon to mark where I want my soil to be. So what I just did was use the crayon, and that's my soil, or you can say the dirt or the ground. Below that is where the roots are located. So I have 3 pieces of yarn, and so I will use my glue, and I'm going to make 3 areas, mark 3 areas rather, with the glue, and I'm just going to place the roots on the glue. And the roots are the part of the plant that actually takes in the water and the nutrients. It is that part of the plant that is below the soil. Like so. The next part of the plant is the stem. So this is where the longer piece of green yarn comes in. Again, I put some glue in the center of the page, and I'm going to place the stem on the glue. The stem is that part of the plant that carries the water and the nutrients from the roots up through the stem. Now what is that is hanging off of the stem? That's right, it's the leaves. So we have 2 leaves, and you can just put the glue on the back of the leaf itself and just place it right next to the stem, almost like you are attaching it to the stem. So what do you think the leaves do? What is their job? The leaves take in the water and the nutrients and the light as well. And with that, it makes its own food. I think that's pretty cool that the leaves make its own food from the sun. Okay, so now this is my favorite part. This is the bloom, this is the flower. So this is where I've used a baking cup for cupcakes, or sometimes your mom may make cornbread in them. And I'm going to put a little glue on the back of it. So we're going to put the glue on the back side so that the colorful side is what's shown. So I'm going to put that at the top of my stem. And so it almost looks like it is 3D because I like for mine to sit up. And so that flower is the part that reproduces to make more flowers. And also within the flower, we have the seeds. The seeds is how it actually reproduces. And guess who loves to come to the flower and get a bite to eat? Insects and the bees. They love to pollinate, and this is how, when the wind blows, actually, the wind will scatter the seeds and more flowers are produced. And this is also when the bees come, they pollinate. And I know you've probably heard that word, pollination. So now that we have built our model, we want to go back and let's label each part of the plant. And we've talked about it. So the first label I want to put on is the one that says parts of a plant. We're going to put that at the very top of our page. You can put it anywhere at the top. It can be to the left, to the right, or in the center. And we'll start again at the roots, putting on each part. Do you remember what the roots do? The roots take in the water and the nutrients. And so, you know, when you're watering your plants, you always water at the roots. You don't water at the top. The roots also help to keep the plant firm in the ground. Next, we will put on our stem. Remember, the stem takes the water and nutrients from the roots, takes it on up to the rest of the plant. And then the leaf is what we add, the word leaf. And we know that our leaves make its own food from the sun, as well as it has the nutrients and the water that came from where? The roots. We will now add the word flower to the beautiful, colorful flower. And what's inside of the flower that causes it to reproduce? That is the seeds. And so with the seeds, I'm using just some dried beans, but you can also use rice. If you don't have the beans, you can use any tiny particle that you like to use to make your seeds. And so now we have completed our model. And so again, we have the roots, the stem, the leaf, the flower, and the seed. As I stated earlier, every living thing has to have water. It is very important to life, and this plant could not live without water. I hope you enjoyed making your model of a plant. Thank you for watching.